Center. This morning we shall be discussing generally the security situation in the country. We all know that Nigeria has been battling with insecurity, different insecurity in different dimensions. We're talking about kidnapping, terrorism, killing, farmers and herders clashes. All parts of the country appear to be, all parts of the country is actually struggling with one security situation or the other. But recently, the one that is on the front burner of the country right now that has been in public discourse is the one that happened in Delta State last week, where about 16 soldiers were killed. And it becomes worrisome when those who are supposed to protect the civilians are being killed by civilians. We're going to be looking at this with no other person than we're going to be looking at this situation, how Nigeria can actually get out of this situation and tackle insecurity headlong with no other person in the studio than Otumba Dr. Adechari Rewani Adebenru. He is a security and a political analyst. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you very much.
Let me start from the issues of insecurity. Nigerians by this time would have thought that we will be saying bye-bye to insecurity. Why does it appear to be like it's on the rise or it's taking a different dimension on almost a daily basis?
Well, first and foremost, we're facing a turbulent time as we speak in the terms of unemployment and cost of living, which are putting a lot of people, especially youth, laws into their hands because of lack of employment and hunger. When you have lack of employment and hunger, and you don't tackle it well, this is where we end up in. And it is very worrisome now that army that is meant to be a major security head is being attacked and killed. The question will be, who is training these people? Because army is well trained, well armed. So when you look at it, also, you look at it that there's a little bit of political undertone in it, in respect that there are some people funding, possibly, they might not even be Nigerians, because of the expertise of the way they are killing these people. It's not only army they killed in Delta. They killed a lot of policemen too in the same Delta. And the focus of the governor of the state needs to change because it's the state Delta. He has to do a lot of work, you know. These people are human beings, and for you to go and fight an army man or a policeman, first of all, that means you're suicidal, whether you like it or not. Because if I'm not equipped with arms and well trained, how can I go and fight an army man or a policeman? It is breakdown in law and order. Why I say the political undertone? Because from everything that has been happening so far, I see that oppositions or people that lost out politically are all ganging up to try and make this government not stable, as you are Bola Tinubu's government, because they know what the man can do and what they are afraid of is him bringing out a lot of deadly linens and putting Nigeria straight. You know, if you try and put Nigeria safe, you get what I'm saying, you have to go into corruption. And if you go into corruption, corruption will fight you. And that's basically a lot of things that is in this insecurity. You get what I'm saying, not to balance this country. There's quite a that needs to be done. And for me, personally, I think intelligence is the best way. And I'll hammer on it once more, like I always say. Our traditional values and our traditional leaders has been left down. You need to uplift the traditional leaders, because the traditional leaders are who owns the masses. If a traditional leader comes out to say, hold on, they'll listen to him.
Yeah, but from what we see, they have been talking. For instance, I know for a fact that the owner of the faith, he has been talking. I remember there was a security summit that he came in that was during the 9th Assembly. He was invited, he spoke. In fact, he challenged them that why is it that something like this where it is, where the situation is still is really happening, like bringing those who are involved. That he's not seeing the youth here.
You see, in any killing, in any insecurity, the biggest thing is intelligence. Intelligence comes from the traditional heads.
Because they know everybody.
They know everybody. You know, it is very simple. You know, look at it for instance. Let's look at police, for instance. A policeman will send somebody from Maiduguri as a commissioner in Delta State. How is he going to function? Where is he going to get his intelligence from? You know, where does it start from? You know, and, you know, we Nigerians, we are all to blame also. Because, you know your neighbor is something that I advocate. You get what I'm saying? You can't say these people just came and they just killed army like that. They must know these people. If
that is the question. How is it even possible?
That is what I'm saying. You now come, but you can't just come. They must be training somewhere. You get what I'm saying? If they are out of the state and they are not from that state, you should be able to know them because you eat at the same place. You see funny strangers coming into your city or your neighbors. You only see them going out at night. Their gate opens at night. It doesn't happen open during the daytime. You don't report it to police. Nobody does. That community policing is with us. You get what I'm saying? Yes, there's frustration in the land. But you know, for things to go good, it must be bad first. Now, a lot of people, anything that happens to them, sneeze or you go to the toilet, is Bola Tinubu's fault. But when you look at it down the line, is it for the Nigerian value at the end of the day, or is it personal? President has always fought for one Nigeria. You know that. And he fought the military in the days of Nadeko, whether you like it or not. This is a man that knows what he's doing. Yes, there are some people that are in within his government that want to sabotage him, which is only natural. Yeah? For instance, we have a Minister of Information. When last did you see him on television? You don't see him talk at all. I would have preferred someone like Dele Alaki, who is well-spoken, articulated. I think he's in Mines, Minister of Mines. Yeah. He is somebody that can come and address, and he will tell us exactly what is going on. They are not projecting the president well or his mandate well. It comes back to the same thing of his media. His media team is non-existent because people throw things into the domain, and that is all what the youths look at.
Okay, when you say people throw things into the domain, are you saying people throw things that are not happening, or people just throw fictitious things? Is that what
it's
you're
both
saying?
ways. It's either is not happening or is amplified. It is happening, but it's amplified. Yes, and if it's so, let the media from the president come and tackle it and say what the president. Okay, it's not by me saying I know the president that I should be the one talking for the president. The president wants this country to be one, and people are hell-bent to say that no way is this government going to succeed.
Now, you talked about corruption.
Yes.
Over time, there has been insinuations and there's some speculations in different quarters that the army is compromised. And that is why, not army, but security agencies are compromised. That is why it appears as if the fight against insecurity is prolonged, and it doesn't look as if it's going to end. What is your take on that? Does corruption have anything to do with this?
Corruption has everything to do with Nigeria. It's the only thing. Once you have a corrupt nation and you can't put it together, you can't govern. And you have to tackle it. Yes, you can say that police is compromised, army is compromised. To me, that is not where I would like to dive in. If you look critically, the total security in Nigeria, manpower, is 1.3 million Nigerians.
To take care of over 200 million.
So, do the maths. You have ministers, VIPs that have taken out of the security architect.
Not a lot of lawmakers.
Then the lawmakers, you get what I'm saying? So, how many people are manned to really fight this insecurity? Not a lot. It's very simple. Yes, some of them are not being effective because you see, you have to all synergize as one, not as individuals. There are so many people. If you like it or not, you have the vigilantes. Remember, like OPC.
Exactly. Exactly.
You know, you have the vigilantes, you have the NATCOM lobbying for. You get what I'm saying? All these people need to be put together and harmonized.
And there are the regional security
agencies. And in Lagos, they have you have your security trust fund. You get what I'm saying? But if you look at those kind of things, if they put them together, Nigeria would go forward. But there are still some people that are fighting this nation not to work. This present administration not to work. We know them. I don't have to come on TV and say that, but we know them. Because Tinubu, as a father, as far as I'm concerned, is ready to deal with every corrupt Nigerian. And you know, once that happens, people now start challenging it. You go to the issues of these people that you're saying, killings and security and all these things. Let me make you laugh. In the security system, you don't buy ammunition through the bank.
You are the security expert.
You don't buy ammunition bank. You buy ammunition and guns through cash, which is dollars.
And black market.
In the black market. Now, those, you see, it is difficult for Minister of Finance or the CBN governor to come out and say, oh, rates, they can control rates. How can you control rates when majority of us are with these individuals, VIP, politicians, and all these things in their hands? So if you capture them and you can hold them, they should be fair enough. Sorry to digress a bit. There was a law that was about to be passed, and all of a sudden it stopped. That was a whistleblowing bill.
Yes.
And if the whistleblowing bill, which I think the president...
And at some point, the whistleblower policy was effective.
It was effective.
That when Kemi Adeosun was
there.
The minister of...
But the government, I think the government of the day needs to go into that and put a bill that will protect whistleblowing and will be able to mop up these things. If there are too much dollars in individual houses or hands, we cannot stop it. We cannot fight it. It is almost impossible.
Okay, but why is it that now you talk about the president fighting corruption and that he knows these people, that because it is expected that every government should know a mole, even if you don't know every mole, but you should know some, and you know people who their body language tells us that this person is not actually working with me, it's not with me. So now Nigerians are worried that knowing this. For instance, the fuel subsidy, before the removal of the fuel subsidy, Nigerians were told that the fuel subsidy has all these years been enjoyed by a few. And still waiting. Who are these people? Why are they not being named? So the same question I'm asking, why is it that Nigerians have not yet seen anybody being singled out and say, okay, XYZ is sabotaging this policy, that policy?
Well, when it comes to corruption,
you know, this happens in developed countries,
yes,
right?
Yes, and we're in a third world country, by the way. You see, you have agencies like EFCC, ICPC. They have to do their job. You don't just pick somebody because you think is this. Remember, we're in democracy here. You get what I'm saying? So, and I know the president is going to tackle everybody. We stop interfering with EFCC, ICPC, and the judiciary. Leave them and give them sound power. Trust me, with the president's directive, you will see a lot of things. And a lot of things have started coming out. You get what I'm saying? And those things that are coming out, people are not really focusing because they have not gotten them. Now, another question, which I'll go back to security. Do you know since 1999 to date, there has not been one convicted person for importation of illegal arms or hot arms?
Sure.
Doesn't that tell you?
Has there been any arrest?
None. Doesn't that tell you that there are some players within the government?
Exactly.
And outside the government? But you see, you have to put the right people. See, you have to put the right people to help the president. I myself, I'll tell you, if I was the special advisor on security to the president, I'll tell you, give me 6 months, maximum, I'll wipe all of them out. I ain't afraid of anybody.
You take the bull by the horn.
I'll take the bull by the horn. Because I know it. I'll not tell you my strategy. But we know the thing, people are afraid of their life. Listen, we lost Two people in helicopter crash, Herbert Igwe and Bimbo Gumajo. And these are two young men that are giving a lot to Nigeria. But it happened. So don't be afraid to say you want to die. I'm not afraid to die. My grandfather was killed. Death will come. God has written the day you are born and the day that you will die and how you will die. So why should I be afraid not to tell the president what I feel? I'm patriotic. Is somebody that I've known since I was 16, and I like his idea. I like his working, but people are not projecting it in the right way. Me working with him, I can assure you, give me 6 months, Otumba, Dr. Adejayi Rewana Adebero, I will flush everybody out. I ain't afraid. Because I know it. I've been in security for 27 years, and I know a lot of the things that is going. I don't care whether you're a politician. I don't care whether you're a senator. I don't care whether you're a governor. I will come out to the national TV and tell the president that this is what these people are doing.
Okay, you're saying this, and I'm sure Nigerians are watching you and they are listening.
Yes.
Now, let me take you back to the issue of corruption.
Yeah. Okay,
how will you react to this news flying around that the president's son actually just purchased a watch worth 300 million naira in the midst of hunger and starvation? And there are also rumors and speculations, alleged corrupt leveled against the chief of staff of the president.
Well, you see, okay, if you're saying the inner circle, first and foremost, Sheyi, being the first son of the president, is a younger brother to me. He's somebody that has worked hard, and is somebody that has done extremely well for himself before the government. And I can tell you that all what he has acquired was before the government, this present government. So it is not fair for Nigeria to look at somebody, a young man, run his business, earn his money, decides to buy, if you like, he should buy a risk one. So far, it is not from the Nigerian coffers. I have no issues with that. Okay, we are trivializing.
Don't you think that it will come out somehow when such flamboyance is being seen from the son of the president? Because he is now a public figure. He's no longer a private citizen. Remember?
Remember, you're saying he's not the watch that is the problem.
What is the problem?
See, Nigerians just like a pull-down syndrome. Anything to get at the president. Yeah, because let me tell you why. The less privileged, do you know how much a wristwatch is?
Yeah, sure.
They don't.
They don't.
They don't. So who are the people that are playing the gallery? It's just to malign the president. There's nothing they have not said about the president that is not new.
He will not be the first president.
He will not be
to have things being said against.
And if you look at what the first lady said when they were sworn in, she said God has blessed them so much. They are not coming to this government to steal money. They are coming to correct the government, which is true, whether you like it or not. Bola Tinubu, since after 8 years of being a governor, is still the only governor of 1999 that did the most humanitarian work for Lagosians. And when you look at it, he's done so well for himself. He wants to write the books of history. We write the book of history that Nigeria should be put where it's meant to stand. And with that, a lot of people are against it. Yoruba, all the ethnic, religious, or whatever they're trying to put into the game is to make sure that he does not achieve his goal. But I here will make sure that I'm ready to die for this government. Because this government, if you like it or not, my grandfather is part of this government. He was killed because he wanted Nigeria to be straight. He was the sole financier of Nadeco.
Okay, your grandfather?
Yes,
wow.
Alfredo. I'm the first grandchild. Hence why I
remember.
Hence I said I'm ready to fight anything. I'm not an activist, but I will tell you as it is. I'm not a perfect human being. You get what I'm saying? But if it comes to Nigeria, I have no other home but Nigeria. I have a slogan, I'm a Nigerian and my tribe comes second. It is now that people are now using ethnic and religious, what's it called? When we were growing up, we grew up with Hausa, Yoruba, Igbo, there was no problem. Now they're not trying to split the whole thing. You come into the issue of Ningi.
Yeah.
which pains me.
That also has corruption.
Yes, because you see, when Ningi, I'm for Ningi. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
The reason I'm for Ningi is that he questioned something. He has the right as a senator. He questioned something in appropriation, right? And he went. The person that is meant to look and investigate the matter, which is the chairman of appropriation, Senator Yayi, sits down there and sweeps it underneath the carpet. He now gets...
The chairman of the appropriation is actually Olamileko.
Olamileko, who is...
Adiola.
In the...
Yes, in the Senate.
Who is the chairman of finance?
Finance is Sani Musa.
Sani Musa.
Yes.
They all kept it underneath the table.
But they all claims that Olamileko, for instance, Sani Musa, for instance, claims that the discoveries by Ningi were not made known to us.
I think appropriation is Yayi, it's not...
No, it's Olamileko, I'm telling you.
What committee is Yayi? You have to check that.
Yayi, I can't tell you for now, but I am telling you emphatically that Senate Committee on Appropriation, the chairman is Senator Solomon Olamileko, Adiola Olamileko.
Okay.
He was the one that moved the motion last week, and he was the one that told the Senate that what Ningi told BBC was actually not true. Set amount of money that Ningi claimed added into the budget were actually monies appropriated for first line.
Very much.
And right now,